Has there been a book that has totally pivoted the way that you're doing things? I have, and that was John C. Maxwell's Failing Forward. Now, I was thinking about this and the impact of books, because I know we're all into videos and things, and that's great. And it doesn't have to be a book, but if you can get the same message that is just as powerful from the right source, such as John C. Maxwell, because he speaks on leadership, but his book on Failing Forward took me from wondering, feeling less than zero, total failure, to having that international speaking business and my book's out and having the confidence to help people, to use my failure to help other people. Now, it wasn't just him. When I was thinking about this, I thought there are actually 3 books that were pivotal in my journey from there was a time when my husband Justin and I were really very successful. We had lots of property and we had money coming in. We'd read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, another fantastic book by Robert Kiyosaki, and we had built property portfolio, done all the right things, but then it came crashing down. But before it did, I want to share this book with you. I'm going to screen share here and share with you this book before. Okay, it was 2005, and we were on top of the world. And I read this book 3 months before everything came crashing down, and I'm so glad I did. So here we are. It's Who Moved My Cheese by Dr. Spencer Johnson. Now, it is about change happening unexpectedly and how we adapt to it. I didn't know that the rug was about to be pulled out from under us. I was going to find out that my boss was a crook, and that we would lose everything and I would be prosecuted for a breach of the Corporations Act. This book prepared me, without me realizing it, to adapt to that change. So I want to, it's not a prophetic book, don't worry. Well, if you read it, it doesn't mean something bad is going to happen. Reading a book like this will equip you for unexpected change, and that your mindset, how you see what you're going through, is absolutely going to dictate how well you navigate through that change, whether it be loss, whether it be relationship status change, that sort of thing. So Who Moved My Cheese by Spencer Johnson. Absolutely love it. I don't have a copy of it. I don't know who I've given my copy to. I used to buy multiple copies and give them to people. So that was one of them. Now, oh, hi, Diane. Good to see you. You've read that. I see. Look, I can put your comment up here. I hope you don't mind. Love it. Recommend it. Read it again. It's absolutely wonderful. So great to see you there. Thank you for joining me. Now, so lost everything. Bang. And but I had the mindset, because you see, no, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this. All right. See, this is what I talk about now. How you see determines how you succeed. And I learned that from this book and also from John Maxwell's material. There was one in between though. So we lost everything, and I actually went to prison. Yes, I did. I went to prison for 8 months for a breach of the Corporations Act as a result of what happened with my boss, and it was just hideous. We lost all our property, and it was like death of 1,000 cuts. That got taken away, that got taken away, that got taken away, and it was just a hideous time. And it went over years. A couple of years of liquidation, followed by a year and a half of prosecution. So 2005, everything fell to pieces. 2 years of prosecution. Then there's toing and froing with lawyers for another year and a half. 2009, just over 10 years ago, I finally got my penalty, which was 8 months incarcerated. Yeah. Talk about who moved my cheese. My cheese got moved big time. So the second book that really fed my soul, I had heard of it, and my beautiful friend Tracy Burrows, my childhood friend that I got back in touch with, actually found the book. She told me she was visiting me in prison, and she said she'd gone into a bookstore, and we'd just been talking about this book while we were visiting, and she went into a bookstore, and there it was, right in the front of the bookshop, and she just grabbed it and bought it for me. That book, and I would recommend this one to everyone. Now, I have the actual copy here. I want you to see Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor E. Frankl. Now, see this picture here? Yes. If you're wondering if that's a concentration camp, it is. It is. And I read this while I was incarcerated. Now, my treatment was not anywhere near the same as what he went through, but his thought processes were similar. That he was on the train going through a town that through his town, and how some of the prisoners would not, they just wouldn't let him look through the cracks to see because they had those spots, and how selfish they were, and how some of them were good and altruistic, and I saw the same characteristics when I was in prison with different people. And his point is that your survival, that it's important to know that there is meaning in life, that it means something, that we have a search for meaning. He said there were people who went into concentration camps with a bit of flesh on them who died earlier than those who were skinnier but who had a sense of purpose and meaning. Now, even if they died, they just had a sense that life has some meaning. Your life has got meaning. Your life is valuable. What you do matters. Whether you're 20 years old and you're playing video games on Twitch, and you suffer anxiety and depression and all those social things that happen to you, I'm going to tell you, you matter, you have value, and you are loved, and you can go through. Books like these feed your brain. So that's this one, highly recommended. It was so encouraging reading it while I was incarcerated. It actually encouraged me because my treatment, as I said, wasn't as bad as his, but it was just his examples, his story, how he was actually a Jewish psychologist, and he went through, and this is his writing about it. He went on to become to do a thing called logotherapy, which helps people to get past trauma. Now, the third book that helped me was, so there was Before I Went In, Who Moved My Cheese, while I was in, and feeling like I was just going through this evil, malevolent atmosphere, trying to make the best of things, finding meaning in what I was doing. Now, for me, I did have meaning in it, and that's a lot of that is rooted in my faith, but it's important to have a sense of purpose and meaning. When I came home, though, I felt like a complete just failure. I got back with the normal, regular people, and I just felt tainted. And I thought, what right have I got to speak? What can I do? I have failed so badly. Who is going to listen to me? Who is going to listen to someone who's not only failed, but been in prison? It doesn't get much lower than that. But let's face it, it really doesn't. But a beautiful girlfriend gave me the next book that I'm going to show you. Just get that sorted. This one here. And it is, I'm going to share screen so you can see it. And if you can get a hold of a copy of this book, John Maxwell's Failing Forward. Oh my goodness. Look, John Maxwell is a brilliant teacher on leadership. Love it. Look, anything of his stuff will feed you. It will teach you. It will make you a better leader. It will bring you into a position of leadership, whether it's leading your own life, your family, your workplace. Get into his stuff. It is absolutely brilliant. This book in particular, when I read it, it spoke straight to my spirit, straight to my gut. Just it challenged me, and it dared me to look at my failure in terms of how it can serve others. It was very shortly after I came home, And so it helped me to dare to offer what I have, and the lessons that I've learned that will help people to deal with their own past and their own difficulties to become more resilient. So I took the plunge and I went public with my story and what I did. And what I found is, I encountered people online like Brené Brown talking about being vulnerable. And it's another one, Brené Brown's material, brilliant. When you can be honest and vulnerable with your story, instead of people throwing stones at me and treating me like a pariah. Now there have been a few people that have treated me like, look, there are some people who that's just how they are. That's their own issues. They have treated me like I'm just not worth speaking to, and I should have no right to be there. But there's so few. These are, to be vulnerable. And if you look up Brené Brown's TED Talk on vulnerability, it will encourage you so much. When we can be vulnerable and share our hearts, it actually helps to heal us, and we can be a benefit to other people. And be genuine, because it is absolutely true that the strongest prison bars are in your head. And how you see, not what you see, how you see determines how you succeed, how you see your failure, how you see your future. There will be change. There will always be change. There will be tough stuff, but there is purpose and meaning to your life. And everything that goes wrong, you can turn it around for good. So I just wanted to share those with you. I wanted to share those with you. If you want to know more about me, you can visit my website, speakertrishjenkins.com. And by all means, like, share, comment, do whatever you like with these videos, and certainly promote the heck out of these books that these other wonderful people have written, and find them for yourself and get them on Amazon. They're great. I've got the other books on ebook. That's why I've got to show you the image, but I did have them at one stage. So bless you heaps, and just know that when you feed your brain with the good books, it will help you with your future. You can be resilient, you can overcome anxiety, failures, all that sort of stuff, and have a great future. You really, really can. So bless you heaps, and I will look forward to next time. Okay, bye.